Hello. So this is a final check-in because I am finally done with the King Salmon pullover and I loved every minute of it. I feel like actually this was such a journey and I'm so happy with it. To be honest, there is one thing that I'm slightly unhappy with, and it's just that it might be too cropped because I got lazy. And I maybe could have added like another inch, and that would have been more comfortable. And so I think that I could get away with adding a little bit on. So we'll see if I do that in the future. But here's the finished garment. I will definitely try it on for you in a minute. I just wanted to show it that it is finally finished. So I know last time I checked in, I said I was going to try blocking this and see if it would get like the little bit of bunching out. And then I realized that the best way to block acrylic yarn is by steaming it. I don't own a steamer, nor am I going to go out and buy one. And then I was just thinking about it, and I just kind of stopped caring. Mainly because I know myself, and I know I'm just going to wash and dry this thing like all my other clothes. So I tried to stretch it out like a little bit. And I think it's just a product of, this is my first colorwork garment I've ever made. And I think that my tension is just a little bit off. It's not horrible. I think it looks pretty neat and tidy inside. I did not wind up catching any floats on this, and I don't really think it's necessary. Yes, it has some longer floats in it, but it looks fine. Like, there's no way that stuff's gonna get snagged on anything it wouldn't have gotten snagged on if there were, I guess, less stitches in between the floats. So I don't know. I mean, when you look at it on this side, it seems like the tension is fine, right? Like, but then you go down a little bit more and you're like, oh, well, I can see it's puckering a little bit. But also it just might be because the fabric of here is obviously stiffer than the looser, thinner fabric down here. So I'm not really sure if that's due to tension or just like literally how the garment is going to lay all the time. You know what I mean? I don't really know if that would potentially block out if it were made out of wool. But yeah, so I am very happy with this. I did use both Knit Picks needles on this and the Luca set of needles that I had gotten for this. And I love them both. I could see definitely upgrading my Knit Pick set for a Luca set that's got the longer needles on it, not the shorties, because the added, I guess, functionality of the swivel in the cable is so nice. Loved them. I also just love the look of them, the feel of them. They're just pointy enough to be really easy to knit with, but not too pointy where if you repeatedly poke them down or something gets tight, or you're trying to add stitches where it's a little bit tighter, it doesn't like split the yarn really easily every time, poking a hole through it, and then it's got, it splits the fibers. So anyway, I can't say enough good things about the Luca needles. I love using them. And yeah, this is the finished project. So I'm gonna go try it on and I'll be back. Okay, so I am back in my finished garment. I'm so proud of this. I love the way it feels. It's nice and soft. You see what I mean? Like, yes, it's like perfect for high-waisted pants. I wanted it a little cropped, but like literally I lift my arm like an inch and then it's like showing skin. Granted, in the wintertime, I might wear something underneath this anyway. I love the length of it because it's like, okay, this is cute and cropped and all well and good. Like, this is perfect. You get to see your belt. Like, if you wear something cute, it's not gonna like look weird with a cropped jacket, like a denim jacket. It would be so sick with this. So it wouldn't look weird and like poking out from below, but everything else is great about it. The proportions are great. The sleeves, they're the perfect length sleeve, which is good. I love the folded over collar that I did on it. I maybe would find a better way of doing this added row of pearls that I did, I guess, that would be a little bit smoother because you can see where it pulls at the increases that I made. The short rows are great. It was my first time doing wrap and turns for short rows or short rows at all. I think I already said that. And yeah, I did an Italian bind off for the bottom and for the sleeves. For the sleeves, I did it correctly. I definitely know I did it correctly, but for the bottom, like literally every single time I do an Italian bind off, I have to look up a tutorial again. And I know for a fact the time that I did it for the bottom, I was looking at one that started with purl instead of knit stitch, which mine starts with a knit stitch on that row instead of a purl stitch. So I was doing it like opposite, and I don't really know if that makes a difference, but I feel like it did, because you see how they kind of like pull to one side almost, like it kind of goes this way on my stitches, which maybe it's just how it lays naturally. I don't know if you can see. Whereas like on this cuff, it seems like perfectly straight up and down. I don't know if it's going to focus, but beautiful. Love it. Looks great. Very comfortable. Anyway, it's not noticeable enough that it bothers me, but I know it's that way, that the kind of like the rib part of it goes that way a little bit. So I'm not really sure if that's due to me looking at the wrong video or what that's due to. So yeah, I mean, you can see it kind of like puckers up a little bit where the short rows end, but yeah. Anyway, so thoughts all in all, I love the pattern. It was super easy to read through. I feel like it was detailed enough, especially because I'm not really looking for the pattern to explain how to do things. The chart was great. They also provide a chart in negative, so it's really easy to read both ways. I printed off my chart, and then later on I did download an app. I think it was Knit Companion, but now I've downloaded Chartminder to try to build my own chart, and I don't know, they're all kind of the same. I don't know that I really prefer one or the other, so if you have a preference and can tell me why, I would love that going forward. But yeah, all in all, I absolutely love this sweater. I think it turned out great. Feel like I'm going to have it in my wardrobe for a long time. I will say, like I said, I might wind up adding like another inch or two, maybe just an inch at a later date, because I'm done with the sweater and to be done feels great. So I don't know, we'll see how much it bothers me, or if I wind up wearing it with like a tank top underneath and then it doesn't bother me at all, or I don't know, what have you. So I'll kind of test it out and see how it works. And yeah, final thoughts. I love the pattern, loved the design. I knitted it around my family quite a few times. I took it camping. I took it over to the neighbors for a bonfire. I knit it in the driveway lots of times, in the hammock. It was just a great, slower paced project for me. I'm not somebody who knits a ton of things really quickly. I like the process of it, and I like taking my time and just enjoying the act of knitting instead of, oh, there's another finished piece and there's another finished piece. And that's not really, I'm just a hobbyist. That's literally it. So yeah, I would highly recommend the pattern. Super easy to follow. You can pretty much use whatever yarn you want. I will update my Ravelry, and I really appreciate the other people who have knit the halibut sweater on Ravelry, and the absolutely gorgeous color combinations that everybody else comes up with. Honestly, I would love to do another color sweater pretty quickly, just because it's so fun to pick out a couple colors and see how it knits up, and it just goes so fast because you always have something different on each row, and you're like, just one more row, just one more potato chip, just one more pretzel, like just one more row. And that in itself is really addicting. And winter's coming up and fall's coming up. So if you have any good pattern recommendations, let me know. Or maybe I'll kind of like try to compile some patterns that I have my eye on, because I love watching those videos. So yeah, I guess this is it. This is my final sweater reveal. She's beautiful. She's flowy. She's soft. I love the fish. So this is it. I hope this was helpful, or if not helpful, just entertaining, I guess. I'm sure by now, because it takes me so long to knit each thing, I'm sure by now there will be a lot more resources out there about this pattern, because it was pretty new when I first started knitting it. So I would love any comments, I guess, if somebody else has knit this and shares a good experience.